It is Talk Like a Pirate Day week, and in this video we are going to be covering AQ World Infinity's Game Dev Story Week 7. This particular video will be covering Monday because that's the only one that is up currently, even though it's Wednesday. We're supposed to have Monday and Tuesday to read, but unfortunately Tuesday has not hit the design notes just yet. What is Talk Like a Pirate Day? International Talk Like a Pirate Day is celebrated annually on September 19th. The day is marked by pirate-themed events, social media posts, and of course conversations filled with pirate talk. It's a day to let your creativity run wild and enjoy the silliness of speaking like a pirate. Then you've got a image of the AQ World event that's currently going on, Pirates versus Vampires. It's more Lycans versus Vampires. 20 years of booty. Me crew here at Arctics Entertainment started celebrating the day way back in 2003. It'd be the first time that old Salt, Captain Rhubarb, raised his flag and set sail with players, pirates, in the original Adventure Quest. To the best of our knowledge, we were the first game to ever celebrate the game and have been doing it every year since. Be sure to grab your cutlass and join the Talk Like a Pirate Day war currently going on in AQ World and AQ3D. A mutiny in AQ Worlds Infinity. For several weeks now, me crew have been preparing for the next tech demo. We hit some chop. Are you familiar with the old saying, smooth sailing does not make a skilled sailor? I reckon our crew is getting pretty skilled. To get to the next tech demo faster, we decided to lighten the load. So we gathered up all the classes and had any not yet ready for testing walked a plank. By the end of the meeting, only the Mage class remained. If you're hearing me right, and I get that it is hard on account of me typing like a first-time fair attendee, we are skinnying up the scope of the next tech demo to Mage class and the first floor of the Bloodred Keep. So instead of doing all the other stuff, there was a big roster of what we were going to be testing for the next tech demo. Now it looks like they've narrowed it down to Mage class and first floor of Bloodred Keep. Maybe the layer too? Now, don't be hanging the jib. If the next tech demo does not scuttle the game, the rest will be following smartly. Which brings us to Mage. Talk Like a Mage Day. Mage is pretty fun to play on the dev server now. It's primarily a ranged class with one AoE area of effect pull skill. The fireball. Boom, shakalaka. On Friday, we were fixing size issues with the projectiles. The fireball still feels a little small to me. There are two options. Just scale it up or have the fireball get bigger the higher the class rank. Ooh, that sounds awesome. The bubble shield. Ghost resized it to fit the giant feet of heavily armored classes. Giant mount classes still have their legs sticking out of the bottom. We might remove the button to the bubble to solve this. I think he means the bottom. I love actually seeing the buffs visible on the characters. A solid improvement. Ice Blast applies frozen blood to your target. However, the effect should be applying visibly when the projectile hits your opponent. The buffs and the debuffs are going to pop up screen and raise up into the air in a similar way as the new damage bubbles. It'll be more satisfying seeing the projectile hit and inflicting a status effect the way you inflict damage. Another two issues I'm seeing here, the monster's attack gets suddenly stopped when he reaches you. We probably need to set the priority of the attack to be higher than end movement. Second, the rings of the blast have an animation issue. They fire correctly, but after they disappear, they reappear again and move the wrong direction. I believe these were built into that particle animation, so it is likely that something has accidentally changed and is now causing this. Another observation, the ice shard itself is long and narrow, which makes it hard to see. I feel our projectiles need to be chunky to make them easy to see. Explosion. This targets 3 random nearby enemies and detonates the mana in the air around them. There was some intense debate on whether we should keep this skill like it is in the original game or replace it. We chose to keep the skills close to the original game for a number of reasons. Once we go down the rabbit hole of changing things, we're going to be changing everything, and the correct place to do that would be with the new Infinity classes. That being said, I think it'd be nicer if the Mage raised his weapon and had a blast come out from his feet that matched up with the explosions. This is why they do not let me draw monsters anymore. So here's the character, here's the projectile, and here's the monster. Auto attack. We're experimenting with a new ranged magic missile style auto attack for Mage. It would be a pretty nice improvement. Spider and Ghost are experimenting with stuff while I type this. It would be really neat if we could fire more than one projectile per attack. Better projectiles. In the GIF above, Ghost is manually dragging the Mage particle effect. The smoke only moves when the mana missile is moving. There's always a trade-off with things like this. The more smoke we add, the better it looks, but the harder it is for your device's GPU. One particle is no problem, but when you have a dozen of these things and other players' effects fill in the screen, well, we want to keep that 60 frames per second that we're rocking right now. Other project updates. The bug where switching classes in Infinity resets your class ranks to 0 in AQ Worlds seems to be fixed now. At least we were unable to reproduce it at the end of the last week. Yoromi is wrapping up character customization that Barbershop features. Then we will ask Diagon for UI help. Tunic has one more major attack before we use the dialogger to create the Bloodroot Floor 1 cutscenes. Jungar submitted the music, but we're currently limited to a single track. Warlick said we could meet later on a more robust solution for changing music inside a map. You know, for monster battles and tone shifts. Immortal Joe is ready for tester to try out the Mage class. He's reviewing the other classes in the meantime. Warlick and I met on ways we could move testing to Steam in October. Not a ton of terribly good solutions without giving players Steam codes. I'm going to write Steam and see what our options are. The next tech demo will be 99% downloaded the same way the last few were. The new AQ2D website is waiting on AQ3D's new website to go live first. Finally, I was not a fan of last week's haphazard update post, so this week, how about we go back to the daily format? Instead of a few giant posts, it'll be nicer to write smaller daily posts with some animated GIF progress screenshots. Please cross your fingers for us if we can get everything up and working on Wednesday. Which may be why we didn't get a design notes for Tuesday, but that is what is in the game so far. Some nice progression on the Mage class. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.